aftermath of his death, scenes like this, where the GAA and PSNI formed an honor guard for his burial, are something that would bring the communities together. We talk about truth and justice. In the North, there is so much that still has to be addressed. The woman that you see up there is Clara Riley. She will be at the National President's Dinner in October to receive the Sean McBride Humanitarian Award. She spent 45 years of her life with human rights work in the north of Ireland. I hope you all get the opportunity to meet with her. But what do these groups do? They try to take the injustice of the past, people who have been killed. We all know the bigger names, the Pat Finucane, the Bloody Sunday, but there's so many other people. One is the Ballymurphy families. What happened in Ballymurphy? 7 months before Bloody Sunday, the same troops were in West Belfast. They killed 11 people, including the mother of 8. Over 50 children lost a parent on that day. What did the British do? They said they put down a major IRA uprising. The same troops, 7 months later, went to Derry and killed 13 people. That's justice for you. These people deserve justice as much as the people of Derry do. The Pat Finucane Center does tremendous work, named after the human rights murderer who was killed, human rights lawyer who was killed by loyalists in collusion with the British security forces. They've helped people for over 30 years, and they're probably one of our largest donors that we give money to. We've also worked with groups called like Truth and Justice for the Dublin Monaghan bombing. 34 people were killed in 1974. The British, as recently as 2 months ago, have said we will not release any more files related to this case, even though they have them. There's so many people that are nameless to us and are just known to their families. This is the Remembrance Wall in Beachmont Street in West Belfast. There's about 25 of these, and on each one of them you can put about 30. So do the math. And you know what? They got another 25 they want to put up. All of those people deserve justice in some way. And they're not looking for retribution. They want just truth. They want the dirty little secret of what happened in the North to be told. And groups like Pat Finucane Center, Relatives for Justice, and others are trying to make that happen. Now, we have been instrumental in shining the light of truth on a lot of these. In 2007, we brought Relatives for Justice over. We were the first ones ever to bring in Protestants and Catholics who were affected by British security agents in collusion. And they had their time in DC to tell their story. And it's very gratifying to realize that 3 of the 5 people have got justice because of what we've done. The likes of Raymond McCord, Paul McElwain, and Geraldine Slaney. The British have come out and admitted finally to what they've done. And of course, we were all so happy on June 15th of last year when the innocent people in Derry were vindicated finally, and the world knew, in the words of David Cameron, that the acts that day were unjustified and unjustifiable. And I can't tell you how happy the Bloody Sunday family people were that day and how appreciative they've been of us to show up every year. And we've also given donations over the year to help with expenses, especially related to traveling. In closing, our Christmas appeal, our efforts has made us well respected. When we walk in, especially on the groups that we go with, we are welcomed. We've been in city halls, in Derry, in Belfast, in Armagh. We have a great relationship with the LAOH in the north, and we have access to the decision makers in the north. On the right-hand side there, you'll see myself and Danny O'Connell meeting actually with the policing board. But again, because of our good works and because of our stance, we have access to that. And if I look a little different, it's only because if you get a picture like that on PowerPoint, if you stretch it, you can lose about 15, 20 pounds. So that's one of my favorite pictures. I just want to give a recap of what we've done. Over the last 10 years, the Christmas Appeal has raised over $570,000, which is a great number. But the one thing I want to hammer home here today is how critical these funds are. We do great work as the men and women of Hibernians in this country. We support locally Catholic charities, veteran charities, hunger relief, and so many others. But it's important to realize that our funds, when we give to organizations like that, are matched or met with the other people in our community. These funds aren't. So the funds that we give to Relatives for Justice, for Pat Finucane Center, to the OMA basketball team, there isn't that wider community that's going to give it to that. So all I'm asking you this time is to think, as you go back to your boards and your divisions, to give a donation this year to the Christmas appeal, however small it might be. Because if we take a look at what we raised last year, $61,000, a great job. But there were 25 donations of over $1,000. So 65% of the $61,000 was given by 25 people. So we have a staunch group of people who give each and every year that make it so successful. Where we need to improve is the smaller donations. Last year we had 157 donations that made up about 32%. But when you take a look from the men's side, we have 370 divisions nationwide, 96 contributed. Only 1 in 4 have given funds. So, and I don't have the breakout for the ladies, but I'm sure it's the same. So if your division or board is one of the 1 in 4 that gave, I thank you so much for all the people that we support in the Northern Ireland, in all the communities. If you're not, I would ask that you sincerely go back and to think to give $25, $50, $100 this year to the Christmas appeal. In closing, we take a look at Maryland from the last 3 years.